From the popular, tried and true to unknown hidden gems, this is your guide to all things local, the LA Unscripted way from the African American Firefighter Museum. Firefighters take a pledge to selflessly serve the community. And while these first responders put their lives on the line to save ours, we honor Black History Month from this empowering LA landmark on South Central Avenue. Now, as the Pacific Palisades and Altadena look forward, we take a look back at these special SoCal heroes.
This photo is amazing. We are standing in this spot, but this was 1928, right?
Yes, it is. This is how the museum looked in 28. They got here in 1924. And so you can see their firefighting equipment. They had a hook and ladder truck here where the guy steers the back, the tillerman. And there's 2 engines right here. This is a crew of the A shift. All 13 of the guys here. The African American Firefighting Museum is housed in old fire station number 30, which was one of 2 segregated fire stations in Los Angeles between 1924 and 1955. The station was built in 1913, so it's over 100 years old. It's also a local and national historic landmark. And it's one of the first freestanding African American firefighting museums in the nation. So we've been here since 1997, and it's strictly volunteer and donation driven. And we house the artifacts of the pioneering Black firefighters of the 50s that went through the integration of the fire department, and also those that came before them. And so this is a location where we celebrate that achievement of integrating the fire service, of showing how diversity does work, and perseverance. And so it's a storied museum. It's more of a story. We're not so much a firefighting museum. We have an antique apparatus down below and hose wagon, and that's good, but it's more of the story of the humanistic standpoint of perseverance that these men had to endure and hang in there to integrate and show that they were just as worthy as their counterparts to be firefighters serving the city and county of Los Angeles.
One of my favorite things in this museum is all of the old photos. They are just so cool, and you could tell they tell such a story.
They do. Now this picture right here is interesting, taken in 1929. Now if you notice, across the street from us is the old Coca-Cola bottling company. Well, every day the rookie had to go across the street and he was given a case of Cokes. In those days the crates were made of wood and all the bottles were made of glass. And you better not drop any bottles navigating the streetcar and all the traffic. And so here are the guys drinking their Cokes in front of the station. Most people don't know this, and I didn't know it till I went to Chicago, Illinois. So in Chicago, the pole comes from there. In 1878, a little before that, there was an all-black crew at Engine 21 in downtown Chicago. One of their firefighters actually slid down a binding pole they used for storing hay. And when they did that, they go, hey, we got something here. So it was invented by Black firefighters in Chicago.
Amazing. All right, this is extra special because do you recognize this name? This is yours, right?
Yes, it was. When before I became a firefighter with the LA County Fire Department, I was an Explorer Scout in high school. And I acquired this coat. And when I became LA County firefighter, I sent to the LA County Fire Department on there, a little fire in the red. This is LA history. This is part of LA's African American history, which is also Los Angeles history. I mean, we're talking about over 132 years of service. Because when people think about Black firefighters, if you ask the question, when do you think the first Black firefighter was hired? Most people say, oh, the 60s or maybe the 50s, maybe the 70s. Well, nah, try 1892. They're like, what? Oh yeah, and there were 2 guys in the 1890s. So people didn't know that. So this historic Central Avenue corridor where we're located was the hub of Black LA. You know, there's a lot of documentaries been done on Central Avenue, and so we're on the avenue itself. In fact, the older Black firefighters said they used to call themselves the Central Avenue Fire Department because they can only work at 2 stations on Central Avenue. And so there's so many stories, and stories of joy and triumph and perseverance, and we want them to come learn about that.
And you know, the museum is more than old artifacts. It's an experience. And if you go to their website, aaffmuseum.org, you can listen to its new Blazing Trails and Breaking Norms podcast, plus learn more about the museum's special Black History Month presentations. Next, from fighting flames to feeding your soul, now our Jasmine Simpkins orders up some local love at Simply Wholesome.
For over 4 decades, Purcell Keeling has been serving up simply wholesome food to the residents here in View Park, Windsor Hills.
On the restaurant side, we focus more on serving the community, really sharing with people how meals can be transitional. Here at Simply Wholesome, we offer vegan and vegetarian food, but we also offer wholesome meat, chicken, fish, and seafood. In the store, we are more of like a specialty store.
I opened across the street in a smaller location, about 1,000 square feet, in 1984. And this location that I have now had been sitting vacant for at least maybe 6 or 7 years. I looked out the window and I saw this building, and it's like somebody took blinders off. All of a sudden I saw the spot, and I was fortunate enough to be able to buy the property, and that was in 1993, and rehab it to where it is today. And it used to be back in the day a car hop where you would drive up and then you would order your food and girls would roll out on roller skates and serve you in your car. There's no supporting beams. It looks like rocket ships kind of, you know, all these extended beams, and the tower, which is a 42-foot tower that lights up, and it was very unique for its time. And it's still unique today. When we first opened up back in the day across the street, I had a lot of the basic things. My mom started off with me, and she used to make my soups. And we didn't have a kitchen at that time, so we made sandwiches. You know, turkey sandwiches, chicken salad sandwiches, tuna sandwiches. I had my protein drinks. We got over like 60 different smoothies now. That menu that you see on the wall there was my original menu, but we've grown so much since then.
Can we get a Jasmine special? Like come up with something cool?
We can discuss it. My signature meals, I would say, is our veggie burger. It's really popular. Our delights, like our chicken delights, veggie delights, are really popular. Our tacos, we have a variety of different tacos, vegan tacos. Sandwiches are still a staple. And then you can't forget about the patties, the West Indian patties. Those are really, really popular.
So when I come in here, I always get number 28.
Okay.
Queasy special.
Okay.
I always get a spinach patty.
Order for Jasmine.
And the tuna sandwich.
Working with my father here in the business has been a great honor. I'm here on the health food side mostly. I'm a nutritionist and an herbalist, so I'm able to serve the community by listening to what their concerns might be and sharing my knowledge about supplements and herbs.
We offer a little bit of everything except for produce. We have all types of different vitamins, herbs, teas, vegetarian frozen products, all types of different juices and tonic. We cater to a lot of minority small businesses, and I feel really good about that also because we're kind of like an incubator for other small businesses that have good products. I think that it was just kind of my destiny, and things just kind of evolved the way it would evolve. People are resonating to it, and hey, that's where we're at right now.
We are California strong, and this February, LAU lauds Black History Month from LA's African American Firefighter Museum. We'll be right back. Welcome back to LA Unscripted. I'm Dana Devin, and as we navigate SoCal's new landscape after the catastrophic local fires, we're observing Black History Month from the interactive African American Firefighter Museum. Joining us now is Brent Burton, museum historian.
We've seen the involvement of women firefighters, women paramedics. We've had 4 African-American fire chiefs in the city of Los Angeles. So we've come a long way since those days of segregation working at 2 firehouses. So we want folks to walk away with that sense of understanding that the diversity is real. We want them to know what the struggle has been. how it's been difficult and challenging to overcome these barriers and obstacles of segregation, and just changing people's hearts and minds, understanding that, you know, folks are human and that we have a place in Los Angeles here.
So what will you do to honor Black History Month? DM us your local ideas and tag us in any pics. And while our community continues to heal from the recent devastating fires, know LA cares.
And that's called Drawing to Music. And they were listening to a piece by Bodner, what he saw as he listened to the music.
And I said, Justin, what does this mean? He said, Mom, you could be happy if the sun goes up or happy when the sun goes down. So this is called Happy that the sun goes up.
Who is Justin Carr?
My beautiful son. He was such a inspiration when he was born. I felt like the luckiest man in the world when he was born, and I was.
February 22nd, 2013, I get a call from his best friend's mom, and she said, something happened to Justin. And I just screamed, and she goes, do you want me to come get you? And I go, where is he? So then I called Daryl at home, and he flew to the hospital, and then I drove from USC to Van Nuys. When I got there, Daryl had heard the news before me, and when I walked in, the doctor came to me and he said, Justin died. I'm thinking he had like a head injury, he had to get stitches, but not death. And I just, of course, fell out. Called me in the mirror, and he had to have a mirror in class, and he had to draw himself. Man in the mirror, me in the mirror, kind of thing about how he projected himself out to the world.
His art means everything to us.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we have left of him.
But it turned out that he had a heart condition, cardiomyopathy, which was a thickness in the heart. And sometimes the first symptom is sudden death. We're getting ready to run out the house after Daryl put the sprinkler on the roof, bless his heart, trying to save our house. And then he goes, I think it's Justin's art.
I'm huffing and puffing, and I says, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. The artwork pretty much filled up our SUV, and we really couldn't get much more, and we had to go. Everything burned. Computers, our art supplies, our medical equipment, my cameras. I got one camera, and that's it. Everything just burned. But I have a drawing that he did when he was 2, his very first drawing. Unfortunately, it got burned. When he was 4 years old, so I said, Justin, your turn to bless the dinner table. And this was his first time. He says, okay, Daddy. And so he started blessing everybody he knew. But at the end of his blessing was, he said, and God, help us with world peace. And I had to sit back and look. I couldn't eat for a couple of minutes. So we started a foundation called the Justin Carr Wants World Peace Foundation, and with that, like Susan stated, that we do heart testing, we do art, and we promote world peace.
It's called Theme for English 3, after Langston Hughes. The instructor said, go home and write a page tonight, and let that page come out of you, then it will be true. I'm the only child, not one of 3. Just me.
I know it's hard, I had to let you go.
The kinks in my hair and the dark skin I wear connects me to the trailblazers who struggle to clear paths in order to make my journey easier. Then I look back at me, and what do I see? Not a rapper or a ball player, but a boy with dreams, goals, opportunity. Justin Carr.
You hold such a pure light. Well, I regret this. So many lessons, but I'm no stranger to ending.
Black History Month was created to bring attention to all of the incredible contributions African Americans have made. It honors all Black people from all periods of U.S. history. LAU is honored to celebrate the month here at the African American Firefighter Museum, and we have much more to come, so don't go anywhere. It's Black History Month, and LAU is highlighting SoCal spots to honor the meaningful time. Now, we learned about these local female miners from a viewer email, and this February, we encourage you to support our neighbors by thinking big but shopping small.
You guys are taking me back to like third grade science class.
Because I Rock is an idea that started in a bathtub when we were cleaning off crystals. We actually were camping in Mount Shasta and found a stranded driver. He had totaled his car, hit a deer, unfortunately, and needed help. And so we helped.
And as a thank you for helping him, because it was during the pandemic, so a lot of people kept going by, nobody would stop. After he found out that we loved crystals as well, he invited us to his mine in Nevada. And him and his partners, the first time we went mining, they embraced us. As they went mining, they took us to some of the top mines in the country. 2 years in, they invited us to be partners in one of the mines with them. It made us actually the first Black women to be owners of a domestic crystal mine. Now we've turned this lovely, we call it the crystal caboose, into our working model where we take it to schools. We teach what we call our rock class, and we really want to deal on the science of crystals. So we teach them where they grow, how old they are, different places that they can find. We really want to spark their curiosity to let them know that this is something that comes from the earth. We met the owners of Tansy, Shauna and her daughter Ella. They're like the most wonderful women in the world. And so they've allowed us to have this as a venue to come and intermingle with their customers. When you come into one of our booths, you come up and we always say our catchphrase is this rock chose you. So you say, take your time, pick the one that's good for you. We take them with their stone over to our little washing station. We call it our unearthing bar. And they are able to sit there. We just clean with natural Castile soap. And then after you clean off your stone, if it's something that you fall in love with, we work with Robin and can design you a really cool piece.
So I'm thinking if we're able to just do something like that, we can wrap chain around and we can hug it around your wrist.
We want to bridge that world between the wonder of science and mineralogy, but also the healing properties that crystals offer. So we do with every sale and every bar that we have, we give a customer a little card with a QR code on it. It'll take them back to the page on the website that teaches them about their crystal.
I'm just so impressed that you ladies went on this journey a few years ago, met a hitchhiker while you were camping and started this amazing business.
So now he's our friend, he's our brother. We now actually own a mine with him.
So now he's our business partner.
His name is Mark.
We call him
Dear Mark, because he
here.
hit a deer. So every package that we sell, we include the story of Dear Mark, because it's really our origin story.
Well, guess what? I think you guys rock as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Know of another LA destination that rocks? Send us an email so we can send our cameras. Now, twin sisters who say beauty is confidence and 241 Cosmetics.
241 Cosmetics is a clean beauty brand, and we are the founders. So it's a play on words. Growing up as twins, people would constantly ask, are you guys 2, 4, FOR? 1, and our father said one day, and it kind of stuck with us, no, there's no discount on your self-worth. So that's why it's called 241 Cosmetics. As women and growing up, we kind of got compared a lot, and we really just started taking ownership of our own story and we said, hey, we can be both brains and beauty. We are from a country called Eritrea, located at the Horn of Africa. We're very proud of it. We're political refugees that were born in a hut in Sudan. Our parents actually walked from Eritrea to Gibra, Sudan to seek refuge. And I remember asking my father what that was like, and he said, it's like walking from LA to San Francisco. So we were 2 years old when we were very fortunate enough to be selected. We were sponsored by a Presbyterian church in Rochester, New York. And as political refugees, we left everything and the people that we knew and loved very much to start a new country in upstate New York, which is very cold. We've always just been into beauty, and beauty is not a frivolous thing. We believe that it's a way to connect with people, but also to forge deeper conversations. It was a conduit to connection. It was this vessel. But Fevin and I have always had an interest in entrepreneurship and just being really the boss of our own lives and being in the driver's seat of our own lives. And ultimately, we want to be the brand that we didn't see in the world. And Creating the brand was this amazing opportunity to bet on ourselves and to invest in ourselves as well. We didn't have a roadmap. We just had to make up our own template. We just had to go with it. And I just remember looking at Fevin and go, we just gotta bet on ourselves, Fevin. We just gotta take the chance on ourselves. So we pulled together our own money, but we were struggling. And then InStyle picked up our story, and then from there, Oprah's team caught wind of our story, and then basically she was our lifeline. Being Oprah's favorite it sounds actually crazy for us to say. I don't think we fully processed it. It feels like a dream. It feels like a dream. A lot of our brand is about daring to be classic because we say confidence is the best contour. It's a privilege to age. It really is a privilege to age. We have another mantra at 241, which is always enhance, never conceal. So we take the approach that makeup should enhance a woman's beauty. We're big on promoting like being comfortable in your own skin because nothing is more beautiful than a person who is very confident. Like that and kind, confident, kind. Yes, both of those. Yeah. Coming to America, we had a front row seat to see our parents struggle, and they worked so hard. They're probably the most inspiring people that I know. Yeah. And they are the American dream. They are the American dream. Yeah. And what I've learned and what Fevin and I have really taken away is that kindness is the secret sauce. I firmly believe this, and Fevin does too, that if you do a lot of great work, you have to have a whole lot of faith. Faith has to be your North Star, and just be kind along your entrepreneurial journey because it will pay in dividends. We're changing the world one island at a time.
LAU honors Black History Month now and all year round. Thank you to the African American Firefighter Museum for letting us go off script here at this historic destination. Where will we be next? You never know, but I'm gonna go down the hall.